Hi, it's Doug Coy for SoWhatDoYouThink.com here in Gastown in beautiful British Columbia, Canada. We're talking about the war of words. I believe this is number 8. We're just going to keep going on this. The power of words. They form images. They are containers. They contain faith, they contain fear, they contain discouragement and encouragement. If I say I love you, hey, you get a certain image. If I say I hate you, oh man, it can damage you for a long time. And I mean, that's the way words are. They're powerful. They start wars. They end wars. They do all kinds of things. When you stand up in front of a minister and say I do, you can start a marriage. Or you can stand in front of a divorce lawyer and say I hate that person and end a marriage. That's the power of words. How does it all happen? It comes about by images. I talked about war and the effect it had on my life in the last section. Man, it was an unbelievable thing. And here I was, all of a sudden, free of the war. I had missed the Army by 2 feet, if you remember. And I come home, I tell my wife, let's go to Hawaii. I go to Hawaii, I get a radio job, and I think I'm a superstar. I get to a certain point where I'm the #1 disc jockey in Hawaii in the afternoons, working for a station called K-High. My radio name is Tom Collins. Absolutely hilarious. And I start running around with certain idols. I've talked about this before, Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, you know, some of those people that are in the history books as far as some of the best known rock and roll people in the world at that time. And I didn't hang around with them, they weren't my buddies, but I was highly influenced by them, you know. We would do concerts with them and stuff like that. So here I am living 2 lives. My wife is going to the University of Hawaii. She's getting her degree, her master's degree and all of that type of thing. I mean, her education is really taken off. And I'm living a different life. Smoking cigarettes, which I would never do in front of my wife because my wife's mother died of cancer. I'm smoking some weed. I'm doing a little acid from time to time, you know, experimenting with different things. It got to the point where, because I was so self-conscious of wanting to be liked, and this is a problem, because I had such a low self-esteem that I'd almost do anything to be accepted. I mean, I go to a party, somebody would hand a joint around, I'd say, oh, sure. That's really good. It got pretty bad. A friend of mine died, dove 11 stories to his death at a party. He'd never taken drugs. Somebody put acid in the punch, and the next thing you know, he's off the side. I almost almost died myself, fell asleep at 55 miles an hour behind the wheel of a car. I'd been doing pills to stay up and passed out, went into a Safeway parking lot, almost hit a kid. Woke up when I hit the speed bump and came to a stop, and his mother's pounding on the window and calling me all kinds of names. I rolled the window down, and this is how much of an idiot I was. I looked at her and I said, what's your problem? She said, you know, you just came off the freeway here into this parking lot and you almost hit my kid. You almost killed my kid. Almost got arrested with drugs in the car. You know, over $10,000 worth of cocaine. It wasn't even my car, I was just driving. And it was under the back seat of the car. And I was Captain Squirrely's car. We got stopped by a cop, went through a red light, and I looked over at him, and he's like chalk white. This cop comes up, and he says, got to give you a ticket. And I said, okay. And he said, going to search your car. Sure, no problem, officer. And I looked over at Captain Squirrely, he's chalk white. You know, you can live it up for an evening, live it down for a long time. You got to really be careful with the people you hang out with, because you can get a lot of trouble being at the wrong place, the wrong time, with the wrong person. The cop came back, he said, I can't search your car right now, I got to take another call. You guys be good. Gave me a ticket and left. I looked over at Captain Squirrely, he was a helicopter pilot. I was driving him to work for our radio station. And he's chalk white, and I said, what's the matter? He said, that was close. I said, what do you mean? He goes, that was really close. I said, what do you mean? He said, I had over $10,000 worth of cocaine under the back seat of the car. And I went, oh man, that was close.
How do you pack your bags wrong, stupid?
Yeah, Andy's got a real problem. He snorts way too much coke and he's turned into a different person.
Hey man, I like to party. Is that a crime?
And he's not really subtle about it.
Hey everyone, my drug dealer's here. I'm about to purchase some cocaine from him. What up, dog?
What up, Donald?
You You got the shit?
I got the shit.
He's got the shit.
I got the shit.
Come move the shit.
I got the shit.
He's got the shit. Bring the shit over here.
Sometimes my old friends get stuck in this weird low gear, so I just come over here and hang out with my alternative friends.
Believe me, dudes, I have a line on the best shit out there. Top of a mountain. Listen to me, you guys. Huddle up real quick. My dealer is the guy.
So the images I had allowed to come into my life, the images of what I thought would make me successful, were images that were actually destroying my life. I am sure that if I continued down the path that I was going, my marriage would be over. I would probably be dead today, and I wouldn't be talking to you on So What Do You Think? We're going to talk about how we get rid of some of these crazy images. You can do that, but you got to understand, that self-image that's been imprinted in you, you've got to deal with it. If you don't, if it's negative and if it's pulling you down, it will deal with you. It will produce the life that you do not want to live. This is Doug Coy. We'll talk more. So, what do you think?